Hi everybody, it's Kai. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new speed build video. And today I'm really excited for you guys to join me here because we are going to be building a generations family home for a big family of 8 Sims. And basically what a generations family home is that you build a house for a big family that consists of different generations in it. Well, it doesn't have to be a big family, it's just a concept that you have to build a house for a family consisting of different generations. So basically, I'm building this house. It's quite big. It has like 5 to 6 rooms for a family of Sims that has different generations in it, which consists of the grandparents and also the parents and some kids. So there are 3 generations in it. But the build is quite huge because there are also 5 to 6 rooms in this build and also 2 living rooms. But you will see that after this. And I also managed to include a garage in it because I imagine that it should be a proper family home, complete with a lot of family oriented stuff such as the garage and also a big kitchen and the living rooms that I mentioned. But for your information, before I just talk further about this build, I think I already said this, but I'm currently hosting a shell challenge which is due 7th March, which is kind of quite long from now. It is the 11th of February now because I'm pre-recording this voiceover. But I just want to remind that I do have a shell challenge, and if you want to participate in it, be sure to check out my Instagram. The details of my Instagram page are in the description below, so if you want to participate in it, be sure to submit your build before the 7th of March or on the 7th of March, and also include a specific hashtag in it, which is explained in my in one of the posts in my Instagram page. But I really hope you are interested in participating in it. Participating. What did I just say? I'm so sorry, but I really hope that you guys are looking forward if you want to. And once again, the deadline is 7th of March. But as you can see, the structure of the house already came together and it's pretty quick because I used Pinterest for this. But when I was recording it, the structure was properly recorded, but then when I moved on to the interior, I had to do the whole ground floor by recording it twice because at first I wasn't recording. I always do that. I'm not so sure why, but I eventually realized it before I moved on to the second floor of the house. So it is lucky for me because I realized it early. But anyways, for the back part of the house, I didn't really know what to put at the corner over here, so I decided to put in a couple of balconies that are on top of each other. And for the color scheme of the build, you can see that I think both of the wallpapers that I use for the exterior are from base game. So one of them is the brick yellow color wallpaper, and I also matched it with the yellow paneled wallpaper that are both from base game. But for the landscaping of this build, I really wanted it to make it really simple, so I used a lot of debug items from the base game to properly landscape it. Rather than landscaping it to make it look dull, I added in a lot of colorful bushes in here. And I actually wanted to use base game only for this build because I already planned my build and it's supposed to be a base game family home, but I didn't manage to do so because when I was building it, I really wanted to build a medium-sized build, but it ended up being a huge build. So I just thought, why not I build a generations family home instead? So I will shift the base game family home to another video maybe, but it is definitely going to be up in the near future. But anyways, you can see that I already started landscaping the build and also used a lot of debug items from the debug menu. And I really like the landscaping because it's so colorful and it doesn't look too dull for a family home, because I imagine that the family home should be cozy and just looking really fun and bright. And I think the title of the video is Bright Generations Home, because yeah, I really wanted to make it look very bright and also colorful and just comfortable and look super fun for a family. And this build fits up to 8 Sims, which is the maximum number of Sims for the build for a household in the game. And yeah, I think I mentioned the family members before in the start of the video, but I'll just say it again. It is fitted for a big family of consisting of different generations, basically 2 grandparents, 2 parents, and also 3 kids. And their kids contains of a young adult who is studying in uni. The other one is a teenage high school boy which is into punk rock and also black colors, and the other 2 are a child who is studying in primary school and also a toddler. And I really wanted to add a new sim to make it 9 sims, but I couldn't do it. But I think you can use a mod to do so, because if I'm not mistaken, there is a specific mod that you can use to increase the number of maximum sims. But unfortunately I didn't do that because I wanted to make this build or this game mod free. So but I eventually added in a small bed for the baby. It's kind of like a changing table where I used a shelf and also an ottoman to make it look like a bed. But basically the children's rooms are shared between the child, the toddler, and also the imaginary baby. Let's just say imaginary for now because I don't want to make it 9 sims. But anyways, you can see that I already started off with the interior, and I just started off with the living room just now. But moving on to this specific hallway, I didn't really know how to decorate it because it is a common area. But usually for my builds, common areas are not so common in my builds. But recently I built a couple of family homes which have a lot of common areas in it. So I just added in a shelf in the common area and also I think a TV stand or a hallway table from the seasons pack. But for this build also I used a lot of packs that are family oriented, such as the Parenthood pack, Discover University, and also toddlers and also kids stuff pack. But I also managed to squeeze in a hamster house in this build, just for the sake of adding a small pet, because the number of sims is 8 sims, so like you can't technically add a pet in it if you have already 8 sims. But I decided to go with the hamster from the My First Pet stuff because I don't think it's playable. I mean, you cannot interact with it that much. So it is technically 9 sims or 8 sims plus a pet. But that was just the idea that I had in mind, that I should include a pet, so I managed to do that. But right now you can see I'm decorating the kitchen, and I use the counters from the Parenthood pack, which I rarely use, which are gray in color. And I also matched them with a red stuff and also a red dishwasher. And I also tried to add in a lot of red clutter in it to make it look more balanced, in a sense that there is the total number of, or the proportion of gray color is the same as red color, so it doesn't really look too mismatched. But anyways, this is the second room of the living room. Does that make any sense? But it is the second living room. Yeah, I wanted to say second living room. And I included I think it's a dollhouse, which is from the Eco Lifestyle pack, and also the hamster house that I was talking about. But over here is basically the teenage boy's bedroom, who is studying in high school, and he is into like punk rock and also loves the color of black. So I decided to go crazy with the black color, and I also put in a lot of those study table essentials, like those files and also a study table lamp and also a bag. But the bag ends up being moved when I upload it to the gallery, because when I playtested this build, my sim couldn't access the bed, so he is basically blocked by the bag. So in the uploaded version, the bag is already moved, so everything works perfectly fine if you download the uploaded version. And I really tried to clutter it up with a lot of decorations related to music, because I also added in a Grim guitar that is free. I think it's free. Yeah, it was free. But over here is going to be the grandparents' bedroom, and it is on the ground floor as well. There are 2 bedrooms on the ground floor, because I imagine that the teenage boy wanted to have some privacy, so he ends up moving to the bottom floor. But the other bedrooms are upstairs. There are 3 a number of 3 total bedrooms upstairs. But for the grandparents' room over here, I decided to go with a blue color swatch with the pattern wallpaper and matched it with the blue dressers just now. But the teenage boy and also the grandparents share a common bathroom over here. And I think I actually wanted to squeeze in another half bathroom on the ground floor, but I didn't manage to do so because I thought it would be too much of a hassle. But over here we are working on the upstairs area, and this area is going to be the common area where I imagine the children Sims sit here and also they just hang out and play some keyboard music and stuff like that. And I also cluttered this build up with a lot of family oriented clutter, such as the nifty knitting llama over there, and also a lot of clutter from the parenthood pack, as well as some cute items as well. You can see that pencil holder over there has a pencil with a bear on it, a blue bear if I'm not mistaken. But for the common area, I also added in a bookshelf. Basically, I added the same bookshelf all over the build because I thought that it would be easier that way, so I didn't have to think what type of shelf I should put in, because yeah. But anyways, over here is going to be the daughter's bedroom, who is in university. And I imagine that this daughter is the spoiled brat of the family, so there is a walk-in wardrobe just for her and also the parents. But her room is very pink in color and she is into photography and fashion, so I added in a lot, I think a camera from the Moschino stuff pack and a couple of photographs here and there to make it look like it's a proper photography student's bedroom. And I think it is one of my favorite rooms as well because I can relate to it. Being a university graduate, there's a lot of things that you do that you should have done during your childhood era, but you didn't manage to do so. So you want a lot of this stuff that you didn't have when you were a child. So I cluttered it up with a lot of stuff like makeup and a camera, and also a small nifty knitting turtle over there with a lot of magazines also. But I really like this type of room because it's really cluttered, but it is also in my favorite color, which is pink. And I contrasted the pink with white color so that it looks kind of pastelish, but I really like it. But I'm working on the walk-in wardrobe right now, and I included a mirror in here as well, and it's kind of bigger than the parents' walk-in wardrobe. But yeah, I think it kind of suits the type of personality that I was going for, which is a spoiled brat. But over here is going to be the children's bedroom, and basically the children's bedroom is shared between the child, the toddler, and also the imaginary baby. So you can see that I put that bassinet over there, but I ended up changing it to a changing table instead, which you will see later. And I really went crazy with the colors over here because I put in a lot of colorful objects from the kids' room and also base game, basically related to the kids and children, and just made it super fun and super just bright. And I think it is one of my favorite rooms for this build because as a child myself, I never had the chance to actually like have my own room with a lot of like clutter and also a lot of toys. I mean, when I was younger, I eventually played with Barbies, but I always had to share it with my sisters. But I didn't have any like special wallpapers in it or any like my own like bookshelf or anything like that. So I decided to go crazy with this room, and I imagined that this is what I should have had when I was younger. And I cluttered up the walls with a lot of wall decorations, such as those blue frames and also some paintings from the parenthood pack and also some kids room stuff pack. And you see that I replaced the desk with a craft table simply because I thought that the table I put in was a bit too big for the room, so I decided to include a craft table instead. But over here is going to be the parents' bedroom, and the parents' bedroom has their own balcony, and I will be decorating the balconies later in this video. But eventually the balconies have there are two balconies in here. One is a porch and the other one is the upper balcony. But for the upper balcony, I ended up adding a chess table and also a couple of outdoor chairs or benches. And the parents' bedroom is quite simple with minimal clutter because I didn't want to make it look too cluttered because it is the parents' bedroom and I imagine that they are workaholics. But anyways, I'm starting off to decorate with the exterior now and also starting off with the garage. And as you can see, I added in a bench just now with a carpet because I forgot to put the carpet in the earlier part of the video. But for the garage, I added in a lot of storage unit shelves that I used from, I think, Strangerville pack, Laundry Day pack, and also Island Living where the scuba diving kits are. And I also added in a ping pong table, and I never knew that they had a ping pong table until I searched for it, and it is in the Discover University pack. So because I imagine that a lot of homes that I see, basically in movies, they have ping pong tables in it. Personally, I don't have a ping pong table in my home because I live in quite a small house without a lot of activities to do. Actually, I just use my computer. But anyways, you can see that I'm decorating the balconies and porch over here with a barbecuer and also a trash can and a dining table outdoor so that they can enjoy the barbecue food. But for the garden, it is the minimal decorated garden, the least decorated garden because I wanted to keep it simple, but the landscaping around it is a lot. So I added in a hot tub that came with a free update and also a couple of kids activities and also a bird feeder. But I really hope you guys like this build. If you do like this build, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.